And it's a very soggy day in Vancouver. I had to do a huge produce shop today, so I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we have. Today it was like a big grocery produce shop, and I'm going to go through a lot of that today. Okay, so again, I have organic kale up in the corner here. I have 2 packages of organic romaine, and I do find lettuce this time of year is not great, so I buy it often in these packages, and for the price it's a pretty good buy. I do find the bottom parts of the romaine are pretty white and not so flavorful, so I tend to use like the upper half of the romaine, but it still is a good buy. Some mandarins, and they're not organic. And I have to say, my kids are really picky with mandarins right now. It drives me crazy. I buy the seedless ones, and sometimes they're sour, or sometimes there's too much pulp, or blah blah. It's always something. But anyhow, these look good, so we'll see. Organic parsley. I always buy organic parsley, and or not organic, actually, just parsley. I don't always buy organic because it's very expensive. So this is just parsley, and I always buy it, and not for recipes, but for smoothies. And I've done a couple of videos on this, why I love parsley in smoothies. And it's so nutrient dense. It's high in iron, it's high in vitamin K. And the only thing is today, they only had curly parsley. And that is not my favorite. I do find it's a little dirtier. You've got to wash it more. But when that's all they have, that's what I get. So that's 2 bunches of organic, no, sorry, not organic, just 2 bunches of parsley. And usually I get the Italian flat leaf. Bananas, and I buy bananas pretty much every shop because they need to ripen, and we don't really eat them until they're freckly, and I don't use them in recipes until they're freckly, so I keep buying them so that they'll ripen. Organic cucumbers, and they are so expensive here, pretty much year round. This was 2 for I think it was 2 for $5, and sometimes they are $5 for 1 in the store, so it's ridiculous, and I won't buy them at that price, so when I get them here, that's a good price. Persimmon. So this is something new for a lot of people, and they're really good. There's 2 types of persimmon, and this is the one that you'll find the most often. It's fuyu, and I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but F-U-Y-U. I'm just laughing as I said that out loud. Anyhow, these are really delicious, and when you buy them, and if they're hard, like very firm, these are pretty firm right now, they're very crunchy and sweet. They're always sweet. The other persimmon are not sweet. They're very astringent. So these ones that look a little bit like a tomato, an orange tomato perhaps, like a hothouse tomato, they're very sweet, and as they ripen more, they get soft. I actually like them a little crispy, like a little crunchy, but as they ripen, they get softer and sweeter. So you can kind of, you know, experiment. I think I should do a video on persimmon on its own, because I'll keep talking otherwise about just persimmon. Couple of Japanese eggplant. Now, I am not an eggplant lover, but I'm trying out a recipe with this. I'm testing an eggplant bacon, so I've bought eggplant just for that reason. And when I do buy eggplant, I do prefer these because I find they have a better texture, less seeds, and I just prefer those. I don't always use them. If I'm roasting eggplant and getting good flavor, I may buy the bigger one, but I do like these for certain recipes. Some organic Roma tomatoes. I like Roma because they're not as seedy, and for use in recipes and just on sandwiches and things. I do find I like the texture of those often. This is not the best time of year for tomatoes, but these actually look pretty good. And leave them out on the counter to ripen more. Don't stick them in the fridge. Organic spinach, again, smoothies. I stuff our green smoothies with parsley and spinach. Oh, and the cucumbers, which I forgot about. And when I can get cucumbers at a really good price, I'll chop them and freeze them because they freeze well for smoothies. They're great. And some organic sweet potatoes in the back. Again, I don't always buy sweet potatoes organic, but these were not very pricey, and we love them. Organic pears. These are Bosc pears, B-O-S-C, and I really like these more than Bartlett pears. The skin is, what would I say, a little rougher than Bartlett pears, but I really like the flavor better. It's like a fruitier, sweeter flavor. So the kids don't like them as much, but if I take the peel off, they're fine. And I like them better, so hey, not all about them. And Gala apples, this is probably the apple we eat most in the house, is Gala. We like Fuji as well, but hubby really loves the Gala apples. Avocados, gotta have some avocados. We do not buy organic avocados unless they're the same price as regular avocados. Carrots, snow peas. I generally buy green beans a lot for our family because we like those, but there were none at the store today, and so I got the snow peas. We like those too. This is the soy milk I buy a lot. I do buy Silk as well, but Natura, I think it's a Canadian brand. I don't think it's available in the States, but this is a really nice one. And there's one, this is original, there's one that's unsweetened as well. And for my recipes, I use this one almost all the time. Actually, the unsweetened even more. They didn't have that one there today. It's got a great texture, great flavor. Organic grapes and organic strawberries. I have a few of them because they were on special for I think $3.77. And what I won't use fresh, I will freeze. And some organic grapes. My daughter's having some friends over today too, so I bought a little extra. And some, oh, dates. So for my recipes, these are the dates I use all the time. All the time. I don't buy any others. These are perfect. They're pitted. They're soft. They're cheap. So I can get these at Walmart. Today I got them at the Real Canadian Superstore, which is only in Canada. And they're not sponsoring this video or anything. That's just where I'm telling you where I bought them. But you can also get them at Walmart. I think they're usually about like $3, $4 a bucket like this. They're all pitted. They're always soft. So that's the brand I use. Some cocoa powder because chocolate desserts. And some salsa because, again, we don't eat a lot of salsa, but my daughter's having friends over. And, oh, the tortilla chips. These are the really good tortilla chips that I bought these the other day, but I pulled them out for today. They're Capasa, and they are twist of lime. And that little bit of lime on the chip is so delicious. It like makes all the difference. And I am not a huge salty chip person. Like, I'll eat a couple and then I'm kind of done. I'll eat a few. Same with fries and stuff. It's not really my thing. As you know, if you've been following my work for a while, I'd much rather eat ice cream than chips. That's just me. I think you're one way or the other. But these are actually so good and satisfying. So if you do have that tendency to want crunchy, salty foods, I think if you have these, they're a little more satisfying because that little bit of lime is just such a flavor boost and really good with salsa. And then some organic frozen raspberries. My daughter's been asking me for frozen raspberries, for smoothies, for days and weeks, and I keep forgetting or they're expensive, so finally I got them today. She should be happy, I suppose. And some, oh, frozen mangoes. I got a couple of bags of those for smoothies. I do not buy organic mangoes. They're too expensive frozen. And before I hit the ice cream, I did buy some Ziploc containers. I have to say, it drives me crazy that Ziploc and these brands, they make different shapes all the time because the tops break or the bottoms, you know, get a crack. And so I just wish they'd stick with the same form or size because then they switch them out and you can't match up the tops and bottoms. But again, I digress. That's a bit of a thing for another video. But I use these for lunches for my husband and for the older girls. And then we'll finish up with ice cream. Okay, so Rice Dream was one of the very first brands to come out with a non-dairy ice cream. And years ago, it was not very good. If you tried it like 10 years ago, I will say it was probably not very good. Like a bit of a strange aftertaste, not a really great creamy texture. They revamped the formula some, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, or maybe just recently. And it's quite nice now, and it's actually my youngest, this is her favorite ice cream, and it's a little cheaper than the small pints. So, you know, there's coconut and there's cashew ice creams. She loves this one, so I buy this one for her for when she wants it. I like it too, but I did buy myself the what I call the crack of vegan ice cream. It's the salted caramel cluster cashew ice cream by So Delicious. Again, they're not sponsoring this. I wish they would sponsor my ice cream consumption because I could use someone to pay for my ice cream consumption. This one is so good, and I actually tried the Snickerdoodle that was the same cashew ice cream in Snickerdoodle in the States. They don't have it in Canada, and it is fabulous. I think I may like it more than this one, or, you know, just as an alternative. When, you know, I'm a little tired of that flavor, not that that happens often. So I think I covered everything, but do you know, with all of this produce, yes, I did forget something. I really needed to get dry green lentils today, and I forgot them. Isn't that always the way? But I'm sure I'll be out for something tomorrow or the next day, and I'll pick them up then. So that's it. That's my very long video, and I hope, you know, it brings you some ideas, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments on my post, plantpoweredkitchen.com. You can also check out my posts on the green smoothies on my site, because I